the Boxster Spyder is I would say a compulsive buy.
You mean you can buy a car and it's not compulsive?
No.
I haven't felt that yet. I haven't experienced that.
So the story of the Spyder is to make it short. I had a 911 that I sold to a nice lady in Ottawa in June. But I also have a Porsche Boxster 2001, which is like a yellow one, brand new. Only 70,000. It's a classic Boxster, Porsche Boxster. I would say a classic, a brand new classic. So that one, I wanted to say that my wife didn't want. That's her car, and she didn't want to sell it because she loves her yellow Boxster. So I said, okay, I'm gonna sell the 911, but I will stay calm for the whole summer. And I said, I will just have a look on the internet. But I've been looking on the internet for 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks, I saw that car coming on ad at Porsche Quebec. That's a Boxster Spyder, and you don't find that much on the market because they just produce for North America 750 cars, and for the whole production for the world was just 1,900 cars. So that's when I saw that car, I just sent a request to the Porsche dealer, and that was just the day before Canada Day. So the day after was off, and then on the 2nd of July on the morning, the Porsche dealer called me, and he said, "Okay, you are the first one I'm calling, but I have 10 guys behind you to call for the car." And I was believing he was telling me the truth, was not lying about
it. Yeah, a car like that in this condition.
So I said, what do you want to do with the car? Okay, what's the price for the deposit? And so that's why I ended buying the car. As I'm saying, a compulsive buy in 5 minutes. You don't see that much car coming on the market, and the one I've been seeing from now during the summer, they were at much higher price. They are mainly all sold in United States on the auction market, and so that's and the condition was brand new. The car.
Yeah, when we look at it, it's amazing, and I like the white on it. I'm happy it's not like the grey silver that you see many.
The funny thing is with that car, you just can't get it at that time unless you are requesting what they call at Porsche paint to sample, so that you can bring your own color, whatever it is, even if it's pink, and they will have the car painted for you at the color you want. You could just have those Spyder in black, Arctic silver, and white. So, and the main options that you could choose was the gated manual gearbox or the PDK, which is a dual touch gearbox. Of course, having the manual is for the philosophy of the car, I think is a better choice, but the PDK is impressive too. And also the second main option you can choose is between the comfort seats or the bucket, the carbon fiber bucket seat. That was very expensive options at this time, and so mine has the manual gearbox and the carbon fiber bucket seat. Last option, also very expensive, was what they call at Porsche the PCCB, which is the Porsche ceramic brake.
Yeah.
Which was a kind of $12,000 for the car, so you don't see that much on the market with that option.
Yeah, with all the options and everything.
So the car is quite hard on the suspensions.
Yes. So when I was sitting in it, I noticed that the seat really comes and hugs you and grabs you, and then you're like, "Can I please stand?" And the seat is like, "Nope." Not even.
No, it's but when I brought back I was feeling a little bit the comfort in the car for long drives. when I brought back the car from Quebec City in July, I found that it was not that terrible. Once you are in the seats, to sit inside is more tricky than on normal seat because you have to sit really low in the car. But once you're in the seat, it's comfortable. So even if you can adjust the back of the seat, it's fine. I mean, I didn't find any discomfort driving the car.
So, where does your passion for cars come from?
It's a long story. First, I was born in France. I'm French. Born in Le Mans, which speaks to everybody, the 24 hours of Le Mans. So from very young, I used to go to the track with my grandfather, who was a journalist, to watch races, the 24 hours. So that passion started from very young. And I would say the next step, I had many cars in my life, even regular road cars. I had something like 75 cars. From the first one, which was a 2 chevaux, Citroën 2 chevaux. And then kind of lots of French cars, Peugeot 205 GTI, that speaks to the French. The time I had the money to buy my first sports car, it was kind of dream car. I bought a Porsche 993 Targa, but at this time I didn't have that much money. The guy who sold the car didn't tell me that the car had an accident, so that was a very nice car, but every time it was raining, the sunroof, the glass sunroof was leaking, so I had to resell the car because it was not really fun.
It's raining inside the car too now.
Yeah, it was raining too much inside, so I switched to a Ferrari 355 Berlinetta, a red one, which was the second dream car that I wanted to have. And then from that, we are back in 1997, 98, so more than 20 years ago. And from that, I never stopped buying cars, selling and buying and selling and buying.
And always enjoying cars.
I had it at that time, the passion also of driving cars on tracks.
Yes. Yeah, that's cool. You go on the track. You actually have a Mazda Miata set up just for the track.
In Canada, yes. Since the story of my racing story has been starting with GoKart in the 90s with a group of friends. I never drove a car track before. I started racing in Le Mans, winning the 24 hours of Le Mans in GoKart twice.
Wow.
And from that I switched to...
How does that work?
It's you mean what
the go-kart, the
24 hours. It's a team of 6 because it's very very hard for the body to spend 24 hours in the go-kart without suspensions, and so it's a team of 6 and it's 24 hours on the go-kart.
Is it one go-kart or?
On one go-kart, and then you have 6 drivers. We were driving the kart for kind of 45 minutes each and switching every 45 minutes for 24 hours. So I did it 3 times. The first time I crashed the go-kart, and I broke a rib. So that was the end of the race, and the second attempt was finishing second, and the third attempt was finishing first. So
that's awesome.
But it was a teamwork at this time, not only my driving, but that created the wish of doing something on real cars. And then I bought my first track car, was a Lotus Exige. And from that time I've been racing in Lotus Cup Series in Europe, so I've been going everywhere in Europe, from France racetracks like Castellet, Manicourt, to England, Ronsach, to Germany, Nürburgring, Hockenheim, to Belgium, Spa-Francorchamps, Zolder, to Holland. So that's been trip around Europe with my Lotus and the Lotus Cup Europe Series. And when I moved to Canada in 2015, I had to sell all the cars, so I've been restarting racing just this year at Calabogie racetrack with a Mazda Miata, but it's a race car.
There is nothing inside. It's not street legal.
No street legal. And for my first season, it's just been finished last weekend. I won the Miata Spec Series, and I've been finishing second of the overall championship in what we call the PT Challenge, PT3.
So that's kicking ass and taking numbers.
So coming back to race after 5 years without my butt in a bucket seat, that was really a good restart, and I had a lot of fun this year with my Mazda, which is an impressive car with a very low budget for racing, but it's a lot of fun. Not that much power, but the car is really fast on the track.
Yeah, I believe that.
Because it's light.
Yeah, you have nothing. It's a Q-tip with wheels, basically.
Yeah.
So that's great. Let's speak a bit about the Spyder.
So the Boxster Spyder is I choose that car. It's just because it's the first time Porsche was rebuilding a Spyder in the name and in the philosophy in the 50s, where everybody's remembering the James Dean's car, the 550 Spyder.
Yeah.
So that was the first time that Porsche was building again that type of light cars, and they are on the base of a Boxster, but everything has been changed from the Boxster. The car is lighter. There is not that much electronics. The soft top is just one layer. You have to remove it manually. So there is no.
Everything is light.
Everything is light. The car is really light. Yes, it's 1,340 kilos.
Yeah.
Short ratio for the gearbox, and horsepower is 320 horsepower.
And what's funny is that when I ask you, let's look at the motor, you're like, yeah, but you won't see anything. I'm like, what do you mean? And then you pop it, and I'm like, the motor is hidden behind the cover.
Yes, that's very specific for the Boxster. You don't have access to the engine bay. The location of the engine is central, so that's the only thing that you can check is the oil dip, and you can refill the coolant and the liquid for the windscreen wipers. So that's.
So is the battery also in the front?
The battery is located just in the front of the windscreen. Okay. So you have to remove also a cover for that. So my car is always on trickle charger, so that's.
You don't want the car not to start.
Exactly.
Not being able to
open
the hood.
And you know about my other cars not to starting, and you have to.
Yeah. So little story. I don't know Porsche. I didn't knew. I've never seen a Porsche, up close before, and we parked yours. I come to move it, and it doesn't start. I'm like, okay, it's fine, it's the battery, I'm just gonna charge it. And I try to open the hood. There is a button for that, but it's electronic, so the hood doesn't open to get access to the battery. So then I'm like, okay, so I need the battery to open the hood to get access to the battery. German engineering, there must be a way. And yeah, one of the fuse that's next to the drivers basically extend, and when it extends, you can hook a charger to it, and that's gonna pop the hood. Took me a while to get that and to understand where it was. That was not obvious.
Yeah, the good thing is compared to Italians' car, when they don't think about engineering, is that the Germans, they always are aware of any solution that is facing any problem. So
there is a solution. It may not be easy to access to, but there is a solution.
There is a solution, exactly.
An Italian car is, what do you mean?
They think about the solution after the problem.
Oh, we need to change the oil. Let's just remove the motor, I guess. Good enough.
No, that's the German building is impressive, like any German car. Everything. The car is almost 10 years. 20 is the other one, the other Boxster. 10 years, and that's the funny thing is that I have 10 years in between the two cars. 2001, 2011, and we are almost in 2021. And even if you go back to 20 years ago, you can have the same feeling. They kept the philosophy of the car among all those years with the Boxster, which is and the ending is the weight balance is 50-50, so that the ending is really nice, and you're gonna find it also on the Cayman, which is a little bit different from the 911 with the engine sitting at the back of the car.
So for me, the first time I saw the Spyder show up, your Spyder, and it reminded me of the Carrera GT. Because the Carrera GT was the first car that I saw personally that had those two bumps at the back that flowed. And when I saw that, I'm like, this looks just like that.
It's very specific for the Boxster Spyder. None of the other models have those specificity. And that was the first generation in 2011, so that was just a 1-year production. Then they sold the second generation in 2016, but the weight was increased because of the customer. They don't want to remove the top completely manually, so they added a kind of in between, so it's half manual, half electric on the second generation. But the weight has been increased because of electronics, whatever, and they increased the horsepower, of course, to 380 horsepower, I guess. And the third generation was sold from 2020, so that's the third generation of Spyder with a 4-liter engine, which is now over 400 horsepower, but the weight has also been increased again. So, I mean, when you compare the 3 generations, they are all great cars, but if you really want to have the experience in small roads, curves, and whatever, I mean, the first generation is probably the best one because it's the lightest one.
Yeah.
And I'm always taking the sentence from the famous Colin Chapman, was the founder of Lotus, was saying, light is right. And the best race car is the one who crossed the finish line and collapsed just after. So my car is not collapsing, but